Welcome back. So there has been a lot of projects that I've dropped in September, and a lot of them have been absolutely fantastic. And it's really hard to figure out which album I'm going to specifically talk into a video because there's so many to pick from. And I do have another video that's going to be coming out probably in the next few days from a rap project that only has like 3,000 monthly listeners, and it's a fantastic, fantastic rap project. But out of the all the albums I've listened to so far this month, and also even this year, this album particularly surprised me the most, and that is Toro Y Moi with Whole Earth. And to give some context of where I started off with Toro Y Moi, I think a lot of people really started off with Flying High off of Travis Scott's Rodeo all the way back in 2015, which didn't really give a showcase of what Toro Y Moi's sound was. It was just a really fun track of a really amazing project. But as I went further down the line and a couple of years past that, I did get into his solo material, particularly Outer Peace and especially Mahal. Now, Mahal came out in 2022, one of my favorite projects of that year. It had one of my favorite songs of the year with last year, and just an incredible swinging instrumental with some really heartwarming and some really great sentiments about mental health and self improvement, and fantastic song. And once I read the description of what this whole Earth was supposed to be, I saw rage rock or rage rap, rap rock, kind of the mix of the two. I saw emo rap, and I saw like trap elements. And of course, with Flying High, it did have those trap kind of more like a party atmosphere to it. But I was interested to see how Toro Y Moi would tackle an entire project in this sound, and to my surprise, one of the biggest surprises of the year, it works out a lot better than I thought it was going to. And I'm just gonna go through all the tracks that I really enjoy, and I'm just gonna praise this project because I've had so much fun. I've listened to this project so many times, and I think it's gonna start climbing up my list because I am listening to it a lot more than I thought I was going to. Walking in the Rain does set up this really just atmospheric, cinematic, kind of brooding tone to it. And with these thunder cracks and these synths just kind of building up into something. And then it just cuts out with Toro Y Moi kind of singing over the chorus. And once the bass kicks in, the payoff is so worth it. And just overall, this is just a really entrancing, just nighttime kind of experience of a trap song. And it's a really great showcase to show that Toro Y Moi can actually work really well in this lane. Now, CDR kind of showcases a little bit more of the innocent qualities that I find Toro Y Moi has, especially with the songwriting. And CDR kind of talks about a very simple come up story about putting CDs on windshields in like outside of dive bars, talking about basically the merch car with all the merch and stuff like that getting lost, and all these little bits and stories about the journey to becoming the artist that he is now and kind of getting to the places where he is currently. And just a really fun, really simple kind of song, but it does allow the innocence and the fun, quirky lyrical qualities of Toro Y Moi to really show, to make this project a little bit more distinct and show that Toro Y Moi is still Toro Y Moi, just in a different context of a kind of more of a rap kind of setting. Hollywood, just a great combination with Ben Gibbard for Def Capture Cutie. It has some really amazing twinkling synth moments and just a really amazing looping guitar. And another example of the hook game just being incredibly strong in the choruses. Madonna and Undercurrent, I really liked Heartstone Psycho. Not one of my favorite projects of the year, but I really enjoyed it. And I think it was a return to form for Don Toliver. These two songs honestly may have my favorite performances from Don Toliver, not just of this year, but of the past couple of years, particularly Madonna. The vocal chemistry between both of them is absolutely incredible. It's fantastic. And I really hope they collaborate more because it just works wonders. And it's just this really slowed down, just this really tranquil and this really sweet experience. And it does allow for these little bit of those kind of quirky lyrical moments that Toro Y Moi has, especially one of the moments is like, I like the way you change, I like the way you switch genres. I do like the lyricism, particularly in Madonna, quite a bit. And Don Toliver is just a nice kind of chemistry back and forth with Toro Y Moi, and it just works out to be probably my favorite song on the project. And Undercurrent allows for that kind of more rock aesthetic to come through. It's a little bit more of a slower paced one as well. It's a little bit of a mix of a couple other artists as well, but it's just a really great track that continues on into that rock, kind of more mellow aesthetic that it kind of brings it down just a little bit as we get latter portion of the album. Off Road is just Off Road is just a fun banger. It's a slower paced one, but the bass hits incredibly hard. And it's probably one of the simplest and probably one of the most lyrically not dense songs at all. But it's just a fun track mixed into the project. And there's also Smoke with Kenny Mason. Kenny Mason has done this rap rock sound for a couple of years now. Kind of takes the driver's seat with that song per se, but I think that's another great one. Overall, I was just a really big fan of this project, and the sounds, the combinations, the lyrical, the feature guests, and overall, just Toro Y Moi able to work in a different genre entirely, but still bring his kind of distinct qualities to make it his own project. I think does make this one of my biggest surprises of the year easily. Now, there is some moments like HOV and Tuesday that do play it rather safe, and I think when it goes into that very rock direction, I think it's probably not the best showcase of Toro Y Moi in this kind of sound. A particular Tuesday can sound pretty generic and nothing really to write home about. And Starlink with Glaive, which is the outro track, has a little bit more of a breakbeat going on, and it's not probably the best outro to end off this project. I think it's a little bit too fast paced. I really liked how it was really toning itself down, especially with Madonna and Undercurrent. Smoke was kind of bringing it down there as well. I did really wish it kind of mellowed itself out as it closed out the project. But overall, this is a really great attempt into a genre that, again, I was not expecting Toro Y Moi to step into. And I had it at an 8, and I think I'll stick with an 8 still. But this may grow over time to be like an 8.5 or a 9. I'm really, really surprised with this project. So, have you listened to Whole Earth by Toro Y Moi? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What are your thoughts on it? Leave your favorite tracks down below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon.